Good morning, Les. How are you?
I'm great and grateful. What about you?
I'm doing good, but I was sitting here waiting for you to get on, and it sounded like your house is just full of joy today.
Absolutely. That's on a regular basis. We laugh a lot here and we enjoy each other a great deal. So it's a lot of fun to wake up with laughter and joy and being able to think about doing something that you enjoy doing and get to do it, have fun in the meantime with people that you love. It's a wonderful thing.
I said to your son, I said, I missed my invite to the party.
Well, we'll hook you up virtually.
No, virtually, not till 2027, right?
You're right, right. Yes.
Well, look at this. We've got people today watching us from Kuwait. That's
Wow.
amazing. Houston, Texas up in here.
All right. Houston in the house.
And let's see. Let us know where
Well,
you guys are watching. We've got a ton of people. What's good, Alex? Good morning, Claire. It is
mhm.
already Tuesday, and we have people from all over. What are you going to talk to us about today, sir?
Do what you do and do it with all your might.
Ooh, well, I am excited to hear this. So I am going to ask you guys to let us know where you're watching us from. Share this because I have a feeling that today is going to be extra, extra good. And I'm going to hop out of here because I'm super excited to hear this. All right, go
Okay.
for it.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. And I just want to share a few thoughts with you. First of all, I just want to recognize something that's real that you already know, that you have something special. You have greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And with all the stuff that's going on now, I'm sure you're asking Les, how do I do what I want to do and move my life forward in the midst of all the chaos, the confusion, the noise, the mixed messages, everything that's going on politically, and the protests and the evictions and the foreclosures and millions of people losing their jobs. In this environment where we are now, a place where we have never been before, how do I do what I want to do? I don't even have a job. I'm here hoping that I can come up with something that will help me to pay my bills and not just survive, but be able to make it through this time. What do I need to do? Well, a lot of people are in that place. I usually ask people when I'm speaking, I say, how many of you know if you had your life to live over again, how many of you know that you could have done more than what you've done thus far? Raise your hands. And I raised mine first. And the majority of the audience, they raised their hands. I want to share with you, and I've been thinking a lot, particularly now, because in pursuit of what I'm doing now, in order to break through all the pressures, all the setbacks, all the distractions, the foreclosure that I went through with the first home that I bought for my mother, being fired from a job that I enjoyed doing very much and I was very good at, and going through life-threatening situations, being diagnosed with fourth-stage cancer, and going through a divorce, losing my best friend, my mother, all these things happening back to back. Life slapped me around so many times. Are you the motivator? I said, no, somebody lied on me. That's what I will tell you. I will share with you how I got through. And here's how. Do whatever you do and do it with all your might. Do it with all your might. We always will be faced with giants. And keep in mind that you are David. And David had 5 smooth stones, but he only used one. Come on now. Come on, listen to me. Listen to me. Find something that you love. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's something that you love. That's you. And do it with all your might. See, we've gotten into the habit and the behavior of working on jobs where you work just hard enough to keep from getting fired, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. Now, Dr. Dennis Wadley said something, and it's real. He said, people form habits, and habits create futures. So when you get in a habit of doing just enough not to get fired, just enough just to get by, you're operating in the territory of being average. This is not that kind of environment. The competition is fierce. The environment is volatile. It's a different kind of world right now. Overnight, no warning. And every day, another shoe is dropping. Every day, something else new is happening. So how do you make it through that? Whatever you do what you do, and do it with everything in you. I've been reviewing my life, and there are things that you do sometimes. You don't think about it when you're doing it in the midst of it. You know what I realized? When I left Miami on a Greyhound bus to pursue a career in speaking on a Greyhound bus because I didn't have enough money for a plane ticket. And my mother picked me a pot of marinated frog legs. But I was determined to create a new future for myself, for my mother, for our family. I burned all my bridges. I left no place for me to retreat. Giving up was not an option. I'm reminded of a guy, I think his name was Cortez. He was in battle, and they had to go to this island and to confront an enemy. And they knew they had the enemy that they had to confront had more troops, and they had more weapons and ammunition. And so they came in the darkness of the night. And when his troops got on the island and started to go up a hill, they heard a noise, and the noise was a fire broke out on the ships. And they looked around, and Cortez had set the ships on fire. And he said, win or die. Let me tell you something. Win or die. When I read that, I was inspired. Win or die. And even though they were outnumbered, even though the enemy had more weapons, they won because they knew if they didn't win, they were going to die. And I put it all on the line. I decided that I'm going to do this. I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to find some way to get somebody to pay me for my voice, for my story, for my abilities, for my talents, or I'm going to conquer this mountain, or I'm going to down the side of it with a smile on my face. Whatever you do what you do with everything in you. And let me share something with you. Life will yield to you. Yes. And then I'm encouraging you, find something that you want to do, but not to make a lot of money. Do it because this is you. This is what you love. This is why you're here. There are certain people that you can tell what they do, that's them. When you see a LeBron play, you know that's him. That's what he does. When you see Serena, and now she's working with her daughter, when you see Serena Williams, you know that's what she does. Her father cultivated that in her and her sister. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals, look at your dreams, you got a lot of options. Remember, David had 5 smooth stones, but he only used one to take Goliath down. Goliath lost. You're going to have a lot of giants in your life, a lot of things, a lot of obstacles, fear, naysayers, failures, disappointments, setbacks, things happening to people that you love and care about. All types of things are going to happen. When you wake up in the morning, trust me on this, something is coming for you. And the key to accomplishing your goals is not to be filled with fear. The key is to be filled with faith, a knowing and focus, and the effort, as my mother would say, and putting in the elbow grease. Come on, somebody. Somebody out there, millennials, they don't know anything about elbow grease, but some of y'all know about elbow grease. And give it everything you got. Put everything you have in it. And that will make you stand out. That will allow you to call attention to yourself. Attention is the new currency. And when you create an experience around that, I decided that as a speaker, that when I took a microphone, I get the butter from the duck. When I get that microphone, I'm going to work it. And that's what you got to do. Whatever it is that you do. I speak. That's what I do. I change lives. That's what I do. I train people how to speak. That's what I do. I own this space. My goal was not to be a speaker or a black speaker. My goal was, when I got the microphone, was to be a dominant speaker. And so when you think about what you want to do, you want to be a dominant person in that space. There's a guy not too far from where I am, and he grows organic vegetables. And his watermelons, oh, they're so sweet. The ones with seeds, I'm not talking about those synthetic watermelons. No, I want the ones with the seed is rich and with nutrients, and it tastes so good. And it's good for you. He puts everything in it, his vegetables. When you come, you look and you say, wow, you're just fascinating. There are people that what they do, they give it everything they have. I was talking to a lady named Lisa Bennett. She's involved in real estate and real estate negotiations. And when I talked to her, when I got her on the telephone, I knew this is the one. Now, have you ever had somebody that you call about helping you in some particular area, and when you heard their voice, you knew this is the one. This person here, they own this space. Lisa Bennett in this area here, hey, she owns this space. And so I accepted her to help me to find property that I'm looking for, because I knew, talking with her, how she presented herself, your ability to communicate. Trust me on this one here. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you can't sell yourself, if you can't call attention to your competence, if you can't call attention to the fact that you are the one, where a person, after they hang the phone up and say, wow, I can relax now. I can stay in my lane because I got somebody who this is what they do. It's very important now for people to have, when they talk with you, an experience that I just talked to the person that I needed. It's very important. I've had people talk to me about a product. One person talked to me, was no big deal. Another person talked to me, and I said, how many bottles can I get? The presentation, it's everything. It's everything. Whatever you do, look for ways to make yourself stand out. Do what you do with everything in you. Here's something else. Don't pollute your energy and your power. Don't scatter your power. Find one thing. I'm reminded of this guy who's playing baseball, and he said, you know what? I think we need a new coach. And so because he was a star player and got the other players to agree with him, they fired the coach that they had. And they brought in a new coach. And this coach went around and he interviewed everybody, including this guy who's a pitcher. And he asked him, he said, what's your throw? What's your best throw? And the guy said, well, I throw a good knuckleball and a good curveball and a good fastball. And he said, okay. But what's your best throw? If you had to discard two of them, what's your best throw? And the guy thought for a moment. He said, my fastball. He said, that's all I want you to work on. And as a result of that, they had a winning season because all he worked on was his fastball. What's your fastball? See, most people don't know what their fastball is. You know what my fastball is? Communication, talking from elementary school, talking, rapping, having game. Hey, what's your name? Well, they call me Mr. Vocabulary. Why do they do that? Well, because linguistically or orationally, I'm emphatic that I possess an ad infinitum etymology, which is simply inconquerable. However, baby, I want to be like Columbus and discover you. That's sixth grade rap. Come on, somebody. Well, hello. Behave. Whatever. That was, I'm surprised that I remember that. Hey, do what you do and do it with everything in you. And you're going to stand out because most people are not doing what they do with everything in them. And when you burn the bridges, when you have no place to retreat, I had no place to retreat. Then I had a mortgage note to do. I told Mama, I'm going to take care of you. How you going to do it, Leslie? Speaking. I had no backup plan. Speaking. That's how I'm going to do it, Mama. That's how I'm going to do it. Are you a preacher? No, ma'am. Well, what are you, boy? I said, I'm not sure myself, but I'm going to be speaking. To whosoever listens to me. And so find your passion. Find what is your fastball. Figure that out. Take the time. Get still. Get quiet. Listen to yourself. Listen to people around you that are close to you and figure out what is it that people recognize about you. What is it that people say, oh, wow, you do that extremely well. It might not be any big deal to you, but it's a big deal to somebody because you can't read the label when you're locked in the box. Do what you do and do it with everything in you. L. Williams said, all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is enough, but make sure you do all you can do. This is no time to half step, to be average, to be slacking up, to sitting around being depressed and worried. You don't have the luxury to dilute and pollute your energy in that. No. Absolutely not. You got work to do. This is a different time, different space. You want to learn things. You want to gobble things up. And I decided I'm going to do this. I said, I'm going to learn. I gave myself a minimum of 3 quotes a day that I would memorize. Dr. I love this man, Mr. Carver. He said, do what you can where you are and never be satisfied. And so I memorized 3 quotes a day, and then I increased it to 5. There are very few people in the industry that know as many quotes as I know. Why? I made it my business to learn. I noticed that everybody else, they had memorized scripts. I trained myself with Mike Williams as my coach. He taught me to be extemporaneous. So I can have the versatility and flexibility to speak to any type of audience, to create a demand for myself. Impact drives request and income. The better you are, the more phone calls you're going to get. Hey, I heard about you. I'd like for you to speak at my convention. Your ability to looking at this green light, to looking at me right now, it gives everybody, millions of people, an opportunity to impact people, to sell their products, to influence people, to sell their specialized knowledge, to sell themselves, to build a brand. Whatever you do it with everything in you, because people have so many distractions. When you think about it right now, where we are, we've never had this many distractions. When I was a kid, we had ABC, NBC, and CBS. We had 3 channels. When I was coming up as a kid, you know how you could tell the difference between an adult and a grown-up person? By the amount of exposure they have been exposed to, the things that they see. One of my grandsons asked, "What's a condom?" Excuse me? And they found in the daycare center him and a little girl in the closet, and they laying on the floor trying to figure out, what do we do next? Where did they see that? Where did... Oh my God. I mean, there's so many things that's affecting our minds and affecting our children's minds. And so when we go at our goals, we have to look at the goals of protecting our households, the minds of our children. We got to protect our health, doing the things we need to do to protect our health, because if you don't feel good, you don't have any energy, you can't work, you can't be mentally sharp, on top of your game. Do what you do, and do it with everything in you. It's the difference between being in something and that something being in you. Am I making sense to you? Are you feeling a brother up in here? Up in here. and find something that you love so much that you don't need an alarm clock to wake up. That your dream will wake up. Come on, what are you doing? Early birds get the worm. Come on. People say good things come to those who hustle. No, the things left by those. No, they say good things come to those who wait. No, they get the things that are left by those who hustle. This time you got to get your hustle on. Young folks, the millennials, they talk about 10X or grind. I'm getting my grind on. That's another word for it. WORK. The willingness to do what's required. Ownership mindset for your life. Reinventing yourself in kindred spirits. Associating with people that's going in the direction of where you are going. Who have goals. Who have dreams. And building their skills, fortifying their minds, being unstoppable, looking for ways to win. Not talking about all the injustices, and they exist, and we must most certainly address them. But after all of that, the bills have to be paid. After all of that, things need to be taken care of. You have some responsibilities. And do what you need to do with everything in you, including taking care of your health. What's your strategy for being here? I'm 75. Just because I'm 75 don't mean I have to look 75. Somebody had in a comment, what is he using? Shoe polish on his hair? Or a marker? They crack it on me in my hairstyle. You need to get rid of that. That's what Dr. Anthony Sweeting said. Get rid of that hairstyle. I'm Kay. Did you see House Party? I'm 75. I get to do what I want to do. I'm 3/4 of a century. Most people don't get there. Listen, you're still here. This is your time. And in order for you to emerge and out of this, and we don't even know when it's going to happen. We usually say, this has not come to stay. It has come to pass. When? It's coming to pass. They say another wave was coming. When? Help me understand. When? How long will this be? Oh, it'll probably take us to the end of the year. Then somebody else say, oh, it's probably going to take us into 2021. 2019. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean all the bad things I said about you 2019. Can you please delete 2020 and 21 just in case? Sometimes you have to laugh just to keep from crying. I told my daughter yesterday, I'm just sick of this corona diet. I'm just sick of this coronavirus. I'm sick of it. She said, okay. You think you by yourself? Oh my God. Oh, I've had to pray to certain people. I must confess that I want to get this. I said, Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. What can you put it on a certain person? I'll give you their name if you tell me that it's okay and I'm not sinning by telling you this. Oh, behave. Hello. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And to take back your power and to harness your energy and your passion and position yourself to go higher. Do what you do and do it with everything in you. And I can say to you, based upon my own experience, when I set out to become involved in speaking, I can say to you, victory is yours. You can say, victory is mine. You can say that. When you do what you do and with everything in you. What if life slaps you down? Get back up and get back in it again. And do what you do with everything in you. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it. I want to say this to you. If you have a story, if you have a voice, if you would like to build your business, if you would like to tell your story, if you have a passion for changing lives like I do, if you want to live a life that will outlive you, if you want to live a life of service, the greatest among you will be your servant, a life of significance. If you want to make a greater impact, I want you to put voice in the comment section. If you're hungry to do something with your story, if you're hungry to live a bigger life, if you're hungry to have a breakthrough, to get unstuck, put voice in the comment section. If you're hungry for me to coach you, I'll get the butter from the duck. Don't come up in here unless you're hungry now. Don't come up in here unless you want to be stretched, or I'm in Atlanta, unless you want to be stretched. I went to the seafood place. He said, may I have some wimps, please? I said, what in the hell are wimps? He was trying to say shrimps. I said, oh my God, wimps? Okay, hello, Atlanta. Oh, behave. Listen, here's something else. Be joyful. Enjoy yourself. Every day, as Orrin Hudson would say, best day of your life. You woke up this morning, you might be in pain. You might be behind on your bills. You might be going through some drama. Quincy Jones, come forth, please. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. This is your time. Act like it. That this is your time. Just because you're down don't mean you have to act like you're down. This is your time. And once you start acting like being down is not me, your life begins to come up. You change your vibration. You go to another level. You have something special. You have greatness in you. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy saying, if you're ready to go to that next level, put voice in the comment section. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I told y'all he was going to be fire today. So many of these emojis.
He's on fire.
Fire. Really quick, I wanted to jump in here. If you are on LinkedIn watching, because we do go live to LinkedIn as well, go to powervoicetraining.com if you want to be coached by Les. And then if you're on Facebook, put voice in the comments. So just a couple of differences there. We had a question over here. I wanted to see if we could answer. A couple of people asked this. What was the acronym you said for work again?
The willingness to do what is required, number one. Number two, ownership mindset, concept. Own your life. Take responsibility for where you are. R stands for reinvent yourself and relationships. And K stand for kindred spirits, people who think like you, people that you can partner with, people that have dreams that you can feed off each other's energy. That's what it stands for. All right.
That's good. And when are you doing open mic night?
Somebody say he's a comic. Thank you. Laughter is very important. I use laughter strategically in my motivational messages. Why? Because when people laugh, their minds shut down and their heart opens up. And I go from laughter to a dramatic statement that I want to get into heart. And right when they begin to gather themselves, I'm already in there and I'm working it now with the experience that we have created with our words. It's used strategically. All the speakers that I train, they understand and know.
Well, it looks like you're going to have a lot of speakers to train here. Deborah says that her voice is like lightning when she speaks. So that's voice in the comments. I know that.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to meeting you, Deborah. Bring it on up in here. I'm not scared. Bring it. I'll teach you everything I know. Plus what you have, you're going to take it further.
You know what else I think would be interesting as well is let us know what your, you called it your something special, like your fastball, what your fastball
yes,
is.
Everybody has a fastball. Everybody. You have something that you do well, that people complimented you on, but it was no big deal to you because it just came out of you. You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. And so this is the time after the rug has been snatched out from under us, and we know there's no such thing as job security. So now you have to create your own security, find a way to win. And we're accustomed to that. We're accustomed to making a way out of no way. And this time challenges us to bring out the greatness. When you're pursuing your greatness, you don't know what your limits are. So you act like you don't have any.
Right. Well, Hugus, I hope I'm saying that right, says you're the best. We had so many people today that were so blessed by this. Pamela says she loved your laughter. All right, I know. Put your in the comments also what your fastball is. I would say mine's LinkedIn. Pretty good at LinkedIn. Can that be a fastball?
Yes, absolutely. Because you know how to advertise, promote, and market people and give them a strong presence on LinkedIn. That's what you do. And I encourage anybody that's serious about getting exposure on LinkedIn. It's different than other parts of the internet. This is where you find people that are serious and people that you can perhaps partner with and have affiliate relationships with. All type of possibilities are existing now. I say constantly 3 types of people are coming out of here: millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. And I know, if you're watching me now, your goal is not to be a witness. You're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire. You're a millionaire in training or a billionaire in training. There are 3 types of people. Those, and I really believe there are winners, there are losers, and there are winners who have not discovered how to win.
Why do you think that is?
Because they have not been exposed to the right coaching. A team they have a losing season. They don't fire the team and keep the coach. They fire the coach and bring in another coach who can now increase their winning. And so many people, they're winners, but they haven't found the right coach, and they're trying to do everything themselves. That's why I hired Mike Williams. I was trying to do stuff that just wasn't me. The business part, that wasn't me. I love to speak. Let me stay in my lane. Let me do my superpower. Let me create the music at the microphone. That's what I do. I get like that. I told my son this morning, one of my sons, I said, I said, I might forget some things. And sometimes I feel challenged in my body. But once I start speaking, a transformation takes place. Once I start speaking, I feel a different kind of power and energy taking over because I'm doing that which I'm supposed to do. That's why I say, do what you do and do it with everything in you. Don't pollute your power. Don't dilute it trying to do jack of all trades and master of none. Find your fastball and focus on that. My fastball is speaking. And some of you can hear me. And as some of y'all said, that's my fastball too.
A lot of them said it.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're on LinkedIn and you believe your fastball is speaking and you want to be coached by Les himself, then go to powervoicetraining.com. And if you're on Facebook, just put voice in the comments. Les has a team over there that'll reach out to you and kind of check you out and see if you're really, really serious about speaking. And I'll tell you what, I get to see the transformation. Sometimes we talk a little bit before, and then the second it says go live, you are on fire.
Yes.
And it is definitely your gift.
I'm going to get a date. I decided that I'm going to do it online. I'm going to have my barber to come in and cut my flat top, go back to being normal.
Okay, with that.
They're saying they are getting on my last nerve. I'm getting on their last nerve. And so I said, I don't care what you said. So my granddaughter, Michonne, she said, you know what? I'm going to really miss you when I take you to the nursing home. I said, okay, I'll cut it. I said, okay, I'll cut it, Michonne. Oh, no, you got me. You, Mr. Smarty. You got too much lip up in here. So go ahead. I hope they can recognize you when I wheel you to the emergency room and strip you of all your identification. I said, yeah, I'm going to be good. I promise I'll be good. Please don't take me to a nursing home, okay? Well, you got to be good now.
So that is
cut that flat top. Okay, kid, Mr. Kid. Kid and play. This ain't no house party up in here, getting on my last nerve. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to put the text line up here. So usually we say if you want a daily reminder about our show, go ahead and text daily motivation, but we'll also let you know when he's going online to cut his hair.
Yes. Yeah. Rod and say, okay, everybody. And I'll be ready. I probably cry the whole time as he's cutting it off. I cry the whole time. Okay.
For a good story.
Misha told me that I'm too fat and I need to cut the flat top. I'm losing weight, but that's not enough for her.
Well, Misha, you're gotta come on here when he cuts it. Why don't you? We're hitting up on time. Why don't you wrap us up today? I can't stop laughing today.
I want to leave this with you. When you do what you do with everything in you, life will yield to you. This is what I know. And there are times when you feel like the effort you're putting forth doesn't matter. It doesn't count. I can tell you that it does. It really, really does. There are times when I had no idea how I was going to have a breakthrough. And because I gave it everything I had, plus some, I've gone beyond what I envisioned. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. When you do what you can do with everything in you, you activate your angels in the universe, and they'll come to your rescue and support you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Thanks, guys.
Bye for now.